2, 1. We are live. So we're going to talk about valence electrons. This is a really important word. The electrons in the outer shell are called, the fancy word is valence electrons. In fact, for most of the rest of chemistry, we're only going to focus on the valence electrons as opposed to the inner shell electrons. We're really not going to care about them too much. And they determine how an atom will react. Where is my periodic table? I got one here, Mr. Dewick, I'm pretty sure. So, to figure out the number of valence electrons, to determine the number of valence electrons, we count over from the left side of the periodic table. So, for example, if I want to figure out how many valence electrons, looking for my little pointer, there it is. If I want to figure out how many valence electrons boron has, boron is element 5. I count from the left, 1, 2, big gap, 3. Boron has 3 valence electrons. Sulfur, right here, would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 valence electrons. Although this trick really only works for the first 4 rows or so, in here it just gets messy and yucky. The shells start to overlap. We're not going to look at that. You'll look at that in Chem 11 or Chem 12 if you end up taking that. So I wrote down here in your notes, this only works for the first 4 rows or so. However, all of the members of a family of a vertical column, Aiden, have the same number of valence electrons. So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, if I look at fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all have, if I start with fluorine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is why it kind of breaks down in these rows here. So, how many valence electrons do each of the following atoms have? Did I include this little list in your notes or not? I can't remember. I did? So, magnesium. How many valence electrons? First, you got to find magnesium. Magnesium is element number what? How many protons does magnesium have? 12. How many electrons when it's an atom? 12. What's its mass? 24.3, which rounds to 24. 24 take away 12. It also has 12 neutrons. Stuff we can all get already. How many valence electrons does magnesium have? 2. How many valence electrons does boron have? 3. How many valence electrons does chlorine have? 7. How many valence electrons does selenium have? Now you got to find selenium. What element number is selenium? Okay, so if we count, this is the 18 shell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'll probably won't ask you questions that far over on a test because it's too easy to make a simple mistake while counting. Tin. What's the symbol for tin? Why SN and not T? It's a Latin word, I think. Not all elements were discovered by people who speak English. So tin is SN, element number what, Mesa? Did you say SN? Can you get at your pink periodic table? You want that out. Okay. What element number is SN? 50, 50, so find it, element number 50. How many valence electrons does it have? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I stuck this on here just for Oren. The last one is gallium. Oren, what element number is gallium? You told me this was your element.
Yeah. It's 31.
How many valence electrons does gallium have? Count over from the left. $13? That's what I got as well. So now,
I feel like he needs some help.
You just made my brain stuck in the road first.
in theory, you can finish off section 2.3 homework in theory, but I got a couple other things to work on as well.